Einstein always kind of amazes me, and there was
He amazes us all, by the way.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah, and he was just a clerk in the patent department.
Yeah.
Nobody knew,
Yeah.
you know. But he's going looking at this, and there's a railroad station, and he spent a lot of time doing mind games. What are they
The
called?
thought experiments. Yeah, your Gedanke experiments.
Having to do with if a train is moving through and somebody drops a ball and it bounces, how fast it, you know, and how it relates to the world outside.
These
Somebody
are
on the platform.
seeds of the genesis of relativity.
And there was a famous clock tower over the railroad station. So there was time, travel, all that kind of stuff going on.
So he loved himself some Einstein.
Yeah, in fact, my favorite Einstein quote is, if a theory cannot be explained to a child, then the theory is probably useless. Meaning that all great theories are based on pictures that even children can understand.
The idea. And so in 1905, you had special theory of relativity, which involved the trains and the clocks and the timings. And then 10 years later, 11 years later, the general theory of relativity. So, Michio, relativity is a modern idea of how the world works, and it doesn't seem to emanate from anyone's sort of chair, because it's not part of anybody's common sense.
That's right. Common sense says that time is like an arrow. You fire it, never comes back. 1 second on the earth is like 1 second on the moon. Einstein says, no, time is like a river that meanders and speeds up and slows down. And the new wrinkle on this that I work on is the fact that the river of time can have whirlpools and fork into two rivers. And that, of course, is Back to the Future. Whirlpools in the river of time.
Man, that sounds like a really cool soap opera that I... And now in the next episode of Whirlpools in the River of Time.
No one can imagine anybody else playing that role but you. So what were you doing? What's your secret? Come on.
I love the whole concept of scientists who deal with insoluble problems. I love the story of a noted scientist who was trying to find the solution to some problem and just didn't come. And he'd work on it for months. And then one day he's not thinking about anything. He's getting on the bus and it comes to him, you know. And Doc Brown is trying to figure out how to do time travel. And he falls down in the bathroom and hits his head against the sink. And he suddenly envisions the flux capacitor. You know, so I love that kind of connection because it's kind of the way it works.
Well, so it's interesting. That's basically the Eureka effect.
Yeah.
You get hit in the head or something happens to you abruptly, and then the idea pops in. But I'm a fan of the way Isaac Asimov interprets the Eureka effect.
Which is? Go ahead.
Okay, you ready? The most exciting phrase to hear in science, the one that heralds the most discoveries, is not Eureka, but rather, that's funny.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, Michio, do you agree with this?
Yes, I had exactly that moment. I first was working on string theory in the 1960s, and it consisted of hundreds of random formulas that you had to memorize in a book. But Einstein wanted an equation 1 inch long that would allow him to, quote, read the mind of God. So I said to myself, that's funny. How come this theory has so many random equations? There should be this 1 inch equation. One day, I found it. It's called string field theory. That's my equation. I'm the co-founder of string field theory. And it summarizes a theory beyond Einstein in 1 inch long.
Wait, but was that a Eureka moment, or did you just sort of...
It was that funny moment that no one was looking for it. No one was looking for this 1 inch equation, right? Because people were so busy memorizing and using all these hundreds of little formulas that they would memorize. No one was looking for that 1 inch equation.